Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. It's the end of the week where we cover the biggest news stories in all of Web3. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice, and if you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button? Starting off with some market updates, NFT volume performed exceptionally well this week with one day crossing over $40 million in trading volume. However, the downside here is if you look this week at the day that had the highest number of unique wallets that were trading, it is still less than 8,000 wallets. So it does still seem like it's the same people passing around NFTs playing a game of hot potato. As for the crypto markets, they've performed exceptionally well over the past month, but especially this week as Bitcoin crossed over $44,000 for the first time this year. And the last time we were at these price points was in March of 2022. Now, of course, with the rise of Bitcoin, all crypto is performing very well. We have ETH here crossing over $2,300 for the first time this year, and a ton of altcoins, especially in the gaming sector, are pulling some crazy multiples. So this is great to see, especially for everybody who survived the bear market, and hopefully we can continue this positive price action into the holidays. Jumping into NFT news, we have Artifact announcing the sale dates for their partner device with Ledger. There's going to be two different types. There's going to be this Vial edition, which goes into your Nike Dunks, which are going to be shipping next summer, as well as this white edition. They're also each going to come with their own NFT. However, the price point is very expensive on these. If you want both together, it is $869. And if you want just the white Ledger Nano S, which is the lower tier version of the Ledgers, that is going to be $230, which is quite expensive in terms of buying a Ledger just to have a little bit of branding on it. Now, we already know that Artifact is positioning themselves as a luxury brand, and when Louis Vuitton sells a bag for $2,000, you're not asking yourself, is there $2,000 of utility in this bag? You're just buying it because it has that brand on it. So I am seeing some people complain on X about the price point here, but nobody's forcing you to buy it. They're just releasing products. So the sale for this is happening on December 12th for clone holders, and then there's going to be a public sale on December 13th. We also have the Pudgy and NounsDAO figurine going on sale today at 8 p.m. Eastern. As you can see, I now have a Pudgy in the background of my videos. Thank you very much to Luca for sending me this. Continuing in NFT news, we finally have the sale for the BitcoinShrooms, which is a Ordinals collection. However, it's probably not what you see. These are going to be auctioned off on Sotheby's. It is currently live until December 13th. And if we look at some of the bids here, you have the first shroom at $42,000. You have the crown shroom at $50,000, and this avocado shroom at $28,000. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see where these land and what the plan is going to be for the rest of the Bitcoin Shroom collection. Next up, if you love trading card games and you're a customer of Amazon Prime, you are currently able to claim a free Gods Unchained card pack, which is a trading card game on IMX from now until January 2nd. So it's very cool to see a Web3 game on Amazon Prime. I'm not sure if this is the first time, but I would be willing to bet that it's not going to be the last. Finally, let's show some love to Solana NFTs. Reluctantly, MadLads have partnered with Wormhole, who recently announced a raise of $225 million. And the MadLads floor is currently up over 4x from 50 Solana to around 230 Solana since I first started speaking about them after their announcement at Solana Breakpoint. Next, we have Seedify, who are a partner of this channel, announcing their latest incubation, BloodLoop, which is a free-to-play 5v5 first-person shooter on Avalanche. Now, I did notice this tweet where somebody asked Becker what his opinion on the game is, and he says, "I'm in bigly," so I assume he's an early investor into this project. And I am seeing a ton of people in my DMs in the back end asking how they can get an allocation towards this. Of course, it's going to be on the Seedify Launchpad. I myself am going to try to get an allocation in it, as well as their other game, which has their open beta starting today, December 8th, called Storm Wars, which is a free-to-play trading card game centered around World War II. It does look like a ton of fun, so I am going to be testing it live on my YouTube channel sometime next week. And if you want to download it yourself, I'm going to put a link to their website in the description down below. Now, if we jump onto their website, you can see that their IDO as well as their TGE is happening this month. And then their game is going to go live on both Steam and the Epic Game Store in January. So two great looking games coming out of the Seedify Launchpad. I'm really loving the IDO season. I think it's going to be very different to what people are normally used to. Most people just buy a token or an NFT on the secondary market. They're not used to putting their money into a Launchpad, but I believe Launchpads are going to perform incredibly well this cycle. And even if we just look at the performance this year of SFUND, which is the Seedify token that powers their IDOs, it is up over 5x from their all-time lows of 60 cents. Having broken through $3 on the charts yesterday. However, in my opinion, there's still plenty of room for it to grow in the upcoming bull run. So as they get more and more IDOs, the more people who want to get in, they're going to have to buy SFUND if they want to invest in these tokens. And they're going to have to lock up their SFUND for either 30, 90, 180, or 270 days. And this just creates a supply shock. So as you can tell, I am very bullish on Seedify, and I do have a nice bag of this token. Continuing in token news, Merit Circle announced a partnership with Immutable X and Polygon to join forces for multi-chain expansion and product development. So their marketplace Sphere will now be available on IMX and Polygon using ZK EVM, which is instant settlement and near zero fees, which is extremely important when it comes to gaming. And you're also going to be able to use their products cross-chain. For example, on Sphere, you're going to be able to log in with the Immutable passport. So it's great to see Merit Circle go from not only AVAX, but now IMX and Polygon. And on this announcement, we saw a nice 20% pump on the Beam token, which is Merit Circle's new token, and it's up 3x over the last 30 days. Next up, we have Portal announcing that one of the co-founders of Rockstar, Jamie King, has joined the Portal advisory board. Now, of course, with the GTA trailer having released last week, there's a ton of hype around this and a bunch of speculation if Portal is going to have any place in GTA 6. However, people came to address this saying that Jamie King left Rockstar in 2006, which is over 15 years ago, saying that he had nothing to do with the success of the recent GTA titles. Next up, Inspect finally had their TGE hitting a ton of exchanges. And if we look on Ape Terminal, which was a Launchpad that had this token available to invest in, you could see that their round was at 0.015 cents. And if we look on KuCoin, the all-time high for the Inspect token was 32 cents. So a beautiful 20x for anybody who managed to catch the top. Now, of course, a majority of your tokens are vested. 10% was released at TGE. However, just from that 10%, you are in 2x of profits, and the remaining 90% that is locked up is pure profits. So again, this is why I am so bullish on Launchpads. I'm going to put a referral link to Ape Terminal in the description down below, as they're also going to have their own token. So I want to rack up these referrals. I'm also going to put a referral link for Ninja Alerts, as they have their upcoming Ordinals mint. And if you are in the top 1,000 for points in their leaderboard, you are automatically whitelisted for this collection. And I'm really excited for this drop. I think it's going to perform well. So help me boost my points by clicking that link. But back to Inspect, they also announced a partnership with Avalanche, allowing users who have an Avalanche PFP to show up in the leaderboards, as well as Avalanche projects to have their analytics. Next up, we have Layer Zero confirming that they will have their own native token. It's only going to be dropping in the first half of next year. So all those tweets that you see saying Layer Zero on December 12th and December 15th, those were pure clickbait, and nobody did have any insider information. Now, speaking of airdrops, there's also a claim available for the JTO token, which this one is on Solana. All you had to do to get it was stake Solana, and some people were able to make a ton of money. So it is looking like I am going to have to bite the bullet and finally pick up some Solana. But if you are eligible for this claim, it is available for the next 18 months. Now, continuing in Solana news, the Phantom wallet has announced a partnership with SharkyFi, which would allow users to borrow crypto against their NFTs directly in the Phantom wallet. Next up in Boomer news, we have Jamie Dimon making a fool of himself as he suggests to the American government that they should close down crypto. Now, his reasoning behind this is saying that the only use case for crypto is for criminals, for tax avoidance, and for money laundering. And while I don't deny that there are criminals who use crypto to their advantage or to do bad things. The same way in TradFi, there's a bunch of criminals who do horrible things, just like his own bank, who have been accused multiple times, who have had to pay hefty fees for some of their own misconduct. I don't actually believe that he believes in what he's saying, and this just looks like a giant puppet show. Now, we also saw on CNBC, they were talking about the Bitcoin halving, saying that Bitcoin is becoming more scarce than gold due to the stock to flow ratio and how much Bitcoin is being mined per day versus how much gold is being mined per day. If you ask me, Bitcoin has always been more scarce since we know exactly how much Bitcoin exists, but we don't know how much gold there is in the universe. But it was funny to see them get orange pilled on live television. Finally, let's close it up with some raises. We have Endless Clouds, the company by Loopify behind popular games like Treeverse, have announced a raise of $2.5 million by Animoca Brands. And on this news, we saw a nice pump in their NFT assets. We also have Paradigm investing into this company called Shadow, who have raised $9 million in their seed round. And while I have not done a deep dive into what this is exactly just yet, it does seem like it's an analytics platform for contract developers. But anytime I see Paradigm invest into something due to their presence in Web3 and how anything they put their name on goes absolutely wild, like Blur, like Art Gobblers, like Blast. Whenever I see them invest into something, I want to pay attention to it in case there's an opportunity to make money. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If I missed any stories, let me know in the comment section down below. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching, Crypto Gorilla. Peace.